Hi there, it's Beauty Junkie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm getting into Jones Road Beauty. I did a little mini haul. I wanted to pick out some products that really appealed to me. I didn't pick out everything from her collection. So we're gonna do a mostly full face and I'm gonna share the details of each product that I picked up. We have two Miracle Balms. I have Flushed and Dusty Rose. Flushed is, I think, I don't know, limited release. It's not a color that's on the website regularly. It's a beautiful pink, and then Dusty Rose, I don't know what you call this color. It's a little bit more sheer than the Flushed pink color, but these are, I would say, the most Instagrammed product from this brand. It seems to get a lot of attention from this brand, so I wanted to pick up two. These are really large, by the way. I got an eyeshadow. This is just a powder eyeshadow in the shade So Pretty, and it is definitely very pretty. I got a Just a Sec eyeshadow. This is a unique kind of cream formulation. This one is really pink and glittery. This is the Icy Pink shade right there. I got a face pencil. I don't know. This is like her only real complexion product that kind of evens out the skin tone. I got the face pencil in shade 2, which is supposed to be for cool undertones. And I got the mascara Pitch Black because it won some awards and seemed to be popular. It has this very curvy wand. 6 products to talk about with you. I'll share swatches, give you my thoughts, and I do want to do an overview of this brand right at the beginning to kind of get you guys in the mindset of what this Jones Road brand is about, because it's new. It came out during the pandemic, so let's get into it. So when Jones Road came out, I had no idea. I kind of saw it, you know, I think a lot of people, when you see new brands, you're like, huh, that's interesting. It looks like a very clean line just in terms of colors and the packaging, the boxes, you know, very simple kind of aesthetic. But I didn't know that this was a brand created by Bobbi Brown. She's no longer with the Bobbi Brown Cosmetics company that we're all familiar with. This is her own new clean line. And I didn't know that it was clean when I first saw that it came out. I just thought, oh, it's just another kind of like modern clean brand, no makeup kind of a look that I was going for. Which it seems like that is the case, but there are some products in here that are a little bit more dramatic that I'm like, maybe this is just makeup for all kinds of tastes and people, and I wouldn't think of it as no makeup because there's a lot of sparkle in here, glitter, that I wouldn't say that that's the no makeup aesthetic. But it's definitely a clean brand, so let's get into the brand overview of Jones Road. I'm going to read right off the website. None of these products are sponsored or gifted. I bought all of these. So I'm going to read what the website says so you guys can get a better sense of what clean means to this brand. So it was founded by Bobbi Brown on the philosophy that the world doesn't need more beauty products. It needs better beauty products. Clean, strategic, high-grade formulas that work on every skin type and tone, that are simple to use as they are to master. What is not in this brand is phthalates, sulfates, petroleum, PEGs, cyclic silicones, EDTA or BPA. It says they follow guidelines even more stringent than those of the EU to eliminate over 2,700 potentially harmful ingredients from our formulas. So 4 years ago, after Bobbi Brown left her cosmetics company, she wanted to find makeup products that are both clean and high performance. And why, you know, she asked, why do we have to sacrifice one for the other? This brand is a growing collection of simple, smart products for all ages, skin types, and skin tones that help women achieve the no makeup look naturally, and an evolution of how good makeup can actually feel as well as look. So there's that no makeup thing again. I think that's what Bobbi Brown is famous for, like in the 90s, where she just wanted to make your skin and you just a little bit better, not necessarily like blue eyeshadow, but you know, just that natural makeup look that is very popular these days. But I'll show you some of the products that I picked up. Maybe it's just me and my aesthetic. I don't always go for the no makeup, especially on the eyes and stuff. Some of these are really, really shiny, but you know, you can be a little bit dramatic sometimes. I'm okay with that. So that's kind of the philosophy behind this brand. It's a clean makeup brand. If that is what you're moving towards, I would just right off the bat, even without showing you the products yet, I would try some of these out. I mean, they're not low priced, so, you know, read some reviews, look at some swatches, kind of determine like what's the best shade for you, and just try out some stuff that interests you, that you need in your collection. If you're at a mascara, try the new mascara. If you want like a creamy multi-purpose product that you can use multiple parts of your face, I would try one of these. I mean, you don't have to go into the full collection like head on, I'm gonna buy everything. Just try a couple things out if you're into clean beauty. I think this is a really well thought out brand. But there are some things, in my opinion, that are missing. And some of these formulas are not, it's just hard when you're looking at clean beauty. I just want to put this statement out there. When I'm trying these products, I'm not an exclusively clean beauty channel. So when I compare these formulas to other things I've tried that are not exclusively clean, some of these formulations, you know, they're good, they're decent, but I feel like the performance could be a little bit better, is not quite there. And that, I don't want to like share my full thoughts before we get into everything. There is that stereotype with clean beauty that, oh, it's hard to use, it doesn't work well, it's not as nice as regular beauty, it doesn't perform as well. And I can see that in some of these products. I think for a majority of people, you're gonna be able to use these products just fine. You just may need a little bit of finagling and a couple of tips and tricks to follow. All right, so let's dive in. I would love to start with these, but I'm gonna start with the face pencil, the complexion product first. I've watched some of Bobby's videos and she says sometimes this pencil is easier to use if you put the Miracle Balm on first. It kind of spreads out easier. I could see that. This is kind of like a Vaseline kind of product, you know what I mean? There's no petroleum, but it kind of gives you that like clear, glossy glow. And if you don't have like a smooth base to work with, this is gonna glide on a little bit better over something like that. But I'm gonna try this pencil without the balm on first, just to kind of go over a few areas. I'm kind of surprised that this is what she came out with for her complexion, because to me it's like, well, I'm gonna have to use this stick all over my freaking face. Let's start out with the chin. So this shade, I'll do a swatch here first and then show in daylight. So here it is in, you know, artificial light. It's a little bit yellow in my opinion for a cool skin type. I've used this a couple times on my face. I think once it's on my face, it actually matches pretty well. Not perfect, but pretty well. So I've been blending this out with my fingers just fine. It's layerable. So this is a face pencil. I guess it's not a concealer. So you can kind of use this just to even out your redness under the eyes. Just kind of spot treat wherever you need it. This works for some people, like doing it this way with this kind of, it's nice for on the go. Like if you have a couple spots you want to touch up with something like this, this is very convenient for that. Like very travel friendly to have a stick like this. And it's not so thick that you can't kind of rub it out with your finger. Like some concealers that are in stick form, you can't really blend them out easily with your finger, but this does, in my opinion, kind of blend out really nice because it's not like super concentrated. It's not super pigmented. Like you can just, it does a decent job of blurring, taking away some of that darkness, redness. But if I was using this every day to cover up my entire face, if that's what you want to do, you're gonna go through this product probably pretty quickly. I mean, it does spread. You guys can see that. It doesn't give me like full on, you know, coverage like a foundation would. I'd say this is pretty light. But I like the convenience aspect of this. I would just make sure you're nice and well hydrated. There is some skincare products from this brand that I looked at. I wasn't too sure about, so I didn't try anything from the skincare, but I would imagine I put on a nice thick moisturizer before I applied this, so it's blending out nicely. But if you don't put anything on your skin and you try to use this, I think you might have some difficulties. So you want your skin to be well prepped before you go into something like this, because it's not like the most creamiest formula. Like it has some, you know, you can spread it around, but yeah, I just want you to be aware of, like, you need to prep your skin well, in my opinion, with this guy. But I think you guys can see it's a pretty good color. My skin does look improved, but obviously you can still see tons of imperfections. It's very natural. I would say this isn't going to be like my go-to method of like evening out my skin tone, just because I'm using a lot of product. But if your skin is pretty good shape, I mean, you could do that. You could use this every day. I'm going through it. But it's nice. I don't have anything like this in my collection. I don't know a lot of brands that have a face pencil, so I think it's kind of nice to try out for you guys. And it's not like the most innovative product, but I think it works pretty well, and my skin does look improved. So I can't hate on that. I mean, I could, if you were like really basic, you like really simple makeup, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I see a lot of older women in Bobbi Brown's ads, in the Jones Road ads, and a lot of like reviews and commentary on this brand for older women and how friendly it is towards them, and aging skin, and the ease of use, and like the products that are more emollient and not super dry or mattifying, they just work better on older skin. And even something like this, kind of a cream product, works well on older skin. It just, I feel like it has that clean beauty lens, but with an eye towards like skin types that aren't the youngest, because there are certain products out there, like your matte foundations, that just don't look good on aging skin. But I would like to see more complexion from this brand in the clean beauty space, because I know, like, well, some people will get it and love this, while other people won't love it so much. Like, I got a really nice result. It's not perfect. To me, this is not makeup that's gonna last all day, and I would prefer like a little bit more coverage. This is kind of like a spot treatment product to me, in my opinion. Anyways, moving on from the face pencil onto these balms. These are what attracted me to picking something up from this brand, and I wanted to wait until this flushed color came out. This came out for Valentine's Day, I believe, on the 14th. So I picked it up, and I also wanted to get Dusty Rose, But honestly, there's a couple other colors that I'm curious about. The bronzed one and the tawny one looks fun. I think these are really large. I mean, I think these are almost $40. They're expensive, but you get so much product, 50 grams of product in here. And you can use it all over the face. It doesn't have to just be the cheeks or the lips. You can use it on the eyes. This one is definitely more pigmented than this guy. This is Dusty Rose, so I'm gonna go ahead and swatch, and they look funny, they smell funny. They smell, there's no scent in here, but they smell a little bit like chemically, not the most like pleasant scent, but it's not bad. I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, you'll see the smooth part. She talks about breaking the seal. Bobbi Brown, how to get these to work. So if you don't break the seal, you're gonna get this very sheer color that you're gonna be like, oh, that looks like a sheer lip balm. So you need to press into the product to get the pigment to come out, and I imagine it's like this because it's cleaner and there's probably not the same ingredients as normal products, cream products like this. So you kind of have to dig into it a little bit to get that pigment to come out. And it's also much creamier once you dig in. So you get the real texture. This is kind of, I don't want to say greasy product, but I think that's the best description of it. So a little bit is going to go a long way. But here's the texture of the Miracle Balm up close, flushed. This is a gorgeous pink color. It's very much a Vaseline kind of a texture. Very glowy, shiny. You can see that reflect. And it is got that strong ass chemical smell that isn't super nice, but that's okay. I think this works well on older skin just because it's going to not exaggerate fine lines. It's going to not kick up any flakes. It's probably going to make your flakes look smoother. It's kind of that overall smoothing effect when you have a product with a base like this. This is basically Vaseline with color in it, but there's no petroleum. Okay, that's the Miracle Balm in a nutshell. I know that didn't sound positive. I'm just gonna tell you, like, use a really small amount on your cheeks because you're gonna get, I used this the past couple days. I put a lot over foundation, over powder. It looked really good over powder the first couple times I used it, and then the last time I kicked up my foundation and removed my foundation when I put this on my cheeks. So I didn't love that. So this, she wants like makeup that's easy to use, but here's my trick. Don't use a lot, go very little. Just maybe a little bit of makeup. If you have a lot of makeup on and you go in hard mixing this in, it's gonna kick up your makeup. It's gonna remove it. It's gonna just kind of probably even take off your sunscreen. So I just want you to be aware. These textures, they look nice, but it may disturb some things underneath if you go in too much. Let's get into this Dusty Rose color, which I think I prefer. It's a little bit less pigmented and less crazy looking, a little bit more natural. Okay, I think this is her best seller and it's sold out a lot. Now, if you have deeper skin tones, I don't know how much this one's gonna show up on you, but it has more of a, they both have a sheen. This one's kind of a, I don't know, deeper pink with little golden bits in here. I want to say it has some radiant sparkle in here, so it's kind of between a blush and a highlighter. I'm a fan of this one. I think it just looks, while this kind of like tone really wakes up your cheeks, I think this is a little bit more natural looking, on me at least. So if I had to pick between these two, I would go with the Dusty Rose. But if you love a flushed, I mean, that's a perfect name for this. If you like that kind of a look, I mean, they're both really pretty. And this is probably going to show up a little bit more on your lips, a little bit more of a typical lip color. Would I want to put these on my eyes? No. I'll show you what it looks like. I feel like the dry down is pretty slow on these, that I wouldn't want something that's sticky on my eyelid. It's just not gonna last. Or what these are like, and I'll go ahead and show you the swatches in the sunlight. Alright, so I'm going to apply both of these on my cheeks. So one cheek's going to be pink and one's going to be dusty pink. So flushed. I'm taking a little bit here. And that's how much I'm going to put on. And then I'm going to do dusty pink on this side. And that is how much I'm going to put on. Maybe a little extra. Okay, so a lot of the videos using the Miracle Balm, she's using fingers to apply this. I mean, customers apply it that way in her videos, and they even often show them applying it without a mirror. It seems like you just whip it on, go like this, and done in 5 seconds. Like, it's not supposed to be complicated. But if you're into like more traditional makeup application, I think this can get a little bit complicated, especially if we're wearing, you know, I do think it looks really pretty on top of powder. I'm not wearing any powder right now. I think it looks nice. It has a real ethereal, natural glow about it. That's really natural. It seems hard to mess up, but if you're wearing a lot of foundation and powders, highlighters, bronzers, you put this on top and you blend it in just a little bit. I found myself seeing foundation get removed, which I did not love. Now, I don't know if this is a brand that's like, well, you should only use this with our products and nothing else. And I don't think she created it that way. I would just be really careful how much you use, so that doesn't happen. But so Dusty Rose on this side, flushed on this side, obviously more color over here. I think they're both really pretty, really natural, but there's not like lots of pigment in here for this natural formula. You get a really gorgeous glow, but there's not a lot of color. So I wouldn't obsess too much on like finding the right color for you, because they're all really, both of these are really sheer, so I can't imagine the other ones are going to be that different. They're probably sheer as well. This one has more of a noticeable color to it. So I'm going to apply flushed on my lips, so you guys can see what this looks like somewhere else. It's a very creamy, again, Vaseline kind of product, so you can easily apply this without a mirror, but if you're not good at that, use a mirror. You know, a little bit of a pretty sheen on the lips, very natural looking. I want to maybe try to put on some Dusty Rose on my lids, just so you guys can see, if you guys are curious. I wouldn't normally do this. I don't like these kinds of creams on my eyes that are this emollient, but I'm just gonna show you temporarily what the color looks like with Dusty Rose. I get a nice warmth and a nice glow. I probably put too much there, but I imagine if I put eye primer on, this would lift up the eye primer, just because the vehicle that this is in, it's almost like a makeup remover. That Vaseline, it's almost like a makeup remover. So I just want to really warn your expectations on like how it performs with other makeup. But look at those shiny lids. I mean, this is very pretty and natural, and I think if you love simple makeup, you're gonna love this. But yeah, multi-purpose product. Very pretty, not like tons of color behind it. Those are the Miracle Balms. I think they're very unique. And if you're into like this multi-purpose cream products that are like, well, cream products are really popular right now. This probably speaks to you, and I would definitely get a shade and just try it out. I think you'll probably enjoy it. So I have a couple of eye shades and a mascara to try out too. Before I do that, I'm gonna pop on some brows. Just so you guys know, Bobbi Brown does have some eyebrow products, but I didn't want to go all in on everything just yet, just because this is my first time trying out the brand. I wanted to see if I liked it. And I'll share my thoughts on the end, if I plan to pick up anything else in the future, what I would recommend really trying, and letting you know just what I think is worth the money. So this is the Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel in taupe. Okay, so I'm going to do some swatches of her eyeshadow kind of products. This first one is the Best Eyeshadow in So Pretty. She has some matte shades. I just got this one single in this shimmery shade. So pretty. Look at that. I love how much shine is in that one. This actually is much better in person than I expected it to be. It's gorgeous. And I have worn this on my eyes out. I love it. Not a lot of color behind here. So this is like well packed on in one spot. And I think you can get this on your eyelids if you use your finger, but I've tried using this on my brush and it turns to be an actually fairly sheer application of shimmer eyeshadow. So the performance for me, I think this could be improved, especially comparing it to non-clean brands. This isn't like the most impressive eyeshadow formula, so that's more like what you're gonna get using a brush. With this formula, it's actually, there's not a lot of pigment behind it, so it's almost like a straight glitter topper. And I don't know if that's like what she was going for with this. I mean, I couldn't tell online. So that's more what it looks like with a brush, which is pretty. It's just not what this is. And you know, some eyeshadows are like that, but I want more of a punch. And kind of finger swatching it, like what does this feel like? It's smoother than I expected, but it's not the smoothest formula. And when applying on the eyes, it could be better. The performance could be improved. It's not the same as, you know, other eyeshadows that are less money. Like there's quite a bit of fallout. I mean, I love this color, but this is kind of a messy eyeshadow in my opinion, just applying it. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my lids with my finger just to kind of show you. It does look really pretty, but I would prefer to be able to get a lot of impact with a brush versus having to apply it with my fingers. But this Miracle Balm is probably going to help me with my fallout issues because it's going to catch all that fallout. It's not going to leave this area at all. So this is a very dramatic shimmery shade. I think it's absolutely stunning. So you might think, well, all those complaints just went out the window. I'm sold. Absolutely. It's pure shine. So Pretty is the right name for it. Maybe this is how you're supposed to apply it on top of the Miracle Balm, and then there's no fallout. I mean, that eliminates fallout for sure. Well, there's my fallout fix. Apply the balm first, then the eyeshadow. There you go. And that kind of deals with the lack of smoothness. What I found with this eyeshadow is a little bit different. It's pretty, but there's a couple of tricks you need to do to kind of like make it really work for you or work for me. All right, getting into this last product. So this is the one product I probably should have picked another shade, because just looking at it, this is way more glittery than I thought it was going to be, way more baby pink. I don't know what I was thinking. I looked at the swatch online. I just thought this was going to be something else. This texture is very bouncy and moussey, so you just kind of stick your finger in and it reacts, it bounces back. A lot of clean formulas seem to have this kind of texture in eyeshadow. I don't know why. It's just a little bit odd. It's a little bit something to get used to. This is the Westman Atelier, somewhat like this. This is bouncier than the Westman Atelier iPods, but that same kind of like creamy but not kind of formula. So here's the swatch of Icy Pink. This is basically pink and purple glitter, and there's not a lot of color behind it. It's like an iridescent sheen. It is pretty, it is gorgeous. This is totally something I would buy, but applying it like on bare lids, again, a lot of glitter fallout. It's just, again, something maybe that has to be applied on top of that balm to get it to stick, or a good primer. But this, I wish just had some more pink color behind it, because on the lids, it's pretty sheer. It looks saturated on my finger. I'm just gonna do a little bit on the lid. It's gonna be a super glittery. I mean, I'm sure it's pretty on top of this too. So it doesn't look that bad on this guy, but we're getting into pink, purple frosty town, right? I mean, it's not, it's a different element, it's a twist, right? I think it just could be better, and maybe I just bought the wrong shade. It's pretty enough. This eye balm is helping with the fallout catch. But I mean, it's not a glitter that's unique or color that's unique that I'm like, oh, I should have, this is something new to my collection. I have stuff with this color in it, so I'm not like super impressed by it. And this formula, I'm not like running to go use this again. It's a little bit strange, a little bit odd. Again, another one of those that I'm like, I prefer to probably use my finger with than a brush, just because I don't think my brush is gonna like pick, the brush doesn't pick that up very well in a very smooth way. It kind of picks up chunks, and then you're kind of spreading around chunks, you know what I mean? So then you get fallout from the brush. So it's just, you got to be really careful with these clean formulas, especially dealing with glitter, and you want to avoid fallout if possible. So you see all that glitter kind of left behind. I'm gonna go wash my hands. All right, so all we have left to try out is the mascara. This is a very, I think, curvy, very curvy mascara wand. I think I get a nice stretched out kind of like spidery lash look with this. I'm sure there's brushes like this in the drugstore, but I haven't personally used a brush like this in a long time. I don't know. I like the result of this mascara. I've used it a couple times now. I feel like I'm getting like good volume and length and all of that good stuff. It's a little bit too fat of a one for my stubby little lashes. It's just, without like getting my skin all black, it's just hard to get in there. I didn't see a lot of flaking with this one after wearing it several times. It's not a tubing mascara, so you do need to use like an oil-based makeup remover. All right, so I'm gonna clean that up, smudge a little smudging. But I feel like I get a good amount of drama with this mascara. So what is this mascara supposed to do? It's an inky, ultra pigmented black mascara that is clean, cruelty-free, and conditioning. Separates, lifts, and volumizes lashes in one fell swoop. Use a little to keep a natural layer to go bold. A curved one captures inner corner baby lashes and lengthens outer lashes, formulated for flexibility and softness. I like the different shape. I'm sure there's drugstores that have this shape, formulas that have this shape as well. So while it's pretty, do I think you need to pick it up? Is it super unique? Probably not. But I like the results of it. Like if you wanted to add something to your cart, I think this is a pretty decent mascara and maybe worth trying just for the different kind of wand. All right, guys, this is my like final look. Maybe I'll add a little bit of Dusty Rose to my lips. Yeah, the taste on the lips isn't so nice. That chemical taste is like, I don't want to put this on my lips. Yeah, this is our final look. I don't have a powder or anything like that from this brand. Normally I would do lots of powder, but this is a very fresh face, natural complexion, and a very natural looking glow with these Miracle Balms. The eyeshadow is very shiny, and I have a lot of extra eyeshadow coming off over here. So very, very messy. But I'm gonna take some close-up pictures and then we'll recap. I'll give you my ideas and suggestions on how to use these products and what I recommend. Alright guys, I just took some photos close up. And I feel like my complexion needs a lot more help than what the face pencil gave me. Now I didn't do like a consistent layer of this pencil like all over every inch of my face. I mostly concentrated in the areas that I have redness, but I feel like a lot of the redness behind my cheeks, the coverage that this provided is gone after I put the Miracle Balm. Like my cheeks look nice and glowy and pretty, but the redness that I usually like to kind of conceal and blur, and like, you know, this area has a lot of texture for me anyway. Like it doesn't look super textured, but it doesn't look super good either. Like the Miracle Balm only does so much, and I feel like it lifts a lot of the coverage that this gave me. Like it's pretty much just this on top of my skin now, which is fine if you have really great skin. Maybe that's not an issue for you. Maybe you don't have the redness that I have, but I feel like it does lift off those complexion products fairly easily, even with not a lot of product. Like I tried to limit the amount of Miracle Balm I put on, so I didn't lift things up. I still got some lift, and I didn't use any powders. So, I mean, I'm sure you could put some powders on top of all of this and add other makeup, add your regular foundation, add your regular concealer. I mean, when Bobby is doing her, you know, trying out her products and doing a full face, this is all she's using for the complexion and evening out the complexion. She has a lip and cheek stick, the Miracle Balm, and this, and that's it. So that's what I wanted to stick to. Yes, I could have done other complexion, but I wanted kind of to do like a full face of Jones Road, and this is what I got. Now it's fine, it's very natural, it's just I'm not quite comfortable with like this little coverage on my face. Like I feel like this part of my face, like I'm not really getting the coverage that I need, that I prefer to have. Overall, like even here, I do have coverage, but it's not super smooth. It looks pretty textured. It's not the most flattering. Now, I could use some other products to make it work, but just this on its own, I don't think I would really recommend this for your complexion. I think it's gonna be great in my purse on the go if I wanna touch up a little bit on the sides of my nose, or you know, you need a little bit more under your eyes, maybe your glasses left an imprint, you want to put a little makeup. This is a nice on the go quick fix product, But using this all over my face to even out my complexion, not really for me, and I'd probably not for a lot of people. So I really can't wait for her to come out with something else that is meant for all over the face and just kind of an overall evening out that's a clean formula. Would love that. This quite doesn't do it for me, unfortunately. It's not terrible, it's just I need more than this. On to the Miracle Balms. I think these are a really great formula. I don't know that I'm going to be reaching for them that often because of the amount of lift that these products create on my face. They lift off the foundation and powders and remove them, essentially. When you blend it in, that stuff's gone. So you have like a fully snatched face, except for your cheeks, where all the foundation's removed. You have a pretty result left over. But then it's also like, oh, I don't have sun protection here anymore. I mean, I'm not sure my sunscreen's gonna work. That kind of stuff concerns me, but more so like, I don't like that it lifts everything underneath. That's just a really big downside for me, and maybe I need to use like a tiny half of a rice grain on my face. Like maybe I need to literally use that much, but if I use that little, you're not really gonna see it on my face, guaranteed. I might have a small fraction of a glow. To me, if I only can use this much product to not get lift, I'd rather use something else to get like more color payoff. I'm sorry, but I mean, it's fine on the lips. It's fine on the eyes. I think most people, if you're gonna use a product like this on the eyes, you're gonna get some creasing. It does not dry down quickly. And even on the cheeks, it's not super glowy. I think it feels fine on the cheeks. It's not like flypaper like the whole time. It does dry down slightly, but like if you're wearing a mask over this and you have a really sticky face because you applied a little bit too much, I don't know, that could create some issues. So a little bit of a finicky product in my opinion. It's supposed to be simple. I think it could be more simple. It's a little bit too Vaseline-like for me, a little bit too glowy. It lifts a lot of the product underneath, and even though it's a pretty glow, it's almost like not enough pigment in it. Like you can't use a lot, but when you don't use a lot, not a lot of color shows up. I appreciate the clean formula. I think it is going to be easy to use because you really can't go wrong with it because it's so sheer. On the other hand, it's like, well, what's the point of putting it on if it hardly shows up? I'm being very critical of this stuff. Most people think, oh, that's pretty. I just, you know, comparing to a lot of other cream blush products, this doesn't show up that well. It's very natural. It's a very no makeup look, but even for people that like that aesthetic, I think you want maybe a little bit more color coming out. That's just my thought. If I had to choose between the two, again, I already mentioned Dusty Rose is my preferred, more natural looking color. I think it just has a little bit of shimmer to it too that I like over this one, but they're both, I mean, nice colors if you have a fair skin tone and you want kind of that pretty pink result. Do you need both? Probably not. I think older people are gonna like this brand. They're gonna love the Miracle Balms because it does kind of give you that youthful, glowy, smoothed out appearance. It's not gonna like exaggerate fine lines, and it might do a little bit of a illusion of smoother skin. I mean, this is a huge amount of product, so if you like it, this is a great value. I mean, super great value. Onto these eyeshadows. I think you guys know my opinion on this one. I think this color is stunning. It's super shiny, super glittery. I'm almost surprised how pretty it is. But when you use a brush and you kind of, you know, apply it like you would normally with a brush, it's actually fairly sheer, and there's not a lot of pigment, and it almost is like exclusively shimmer particles. which I don't love. I did get like a really good pigmented result putting it on with my finger, and then no fallout if I put it on top of the Miracle Balm, because that balm kind of caught everything off my finger. When I applied it just dry on my lid, I got a lot of fallout. This is a smooth-ish formula. It's not the smoothest, it's not the most buttery, and you get some dustiness when you apply it. So it could be better. I don't know what the matte formula is like. I would be curious. But it's a pretty shade if you want to pick up something like this from the brand. Now the Just a Sec eyeshadow, I debated getting this, and I just wanted to try this kind of bouncy, moussey like formula because it's different than the powder eyeshadow. This could be improved. The texture is a little strange to apply in my opinion. I think it's best applied with a finger. The brush is a little more challenging just because you're kind of picking up chunks with the brush, and with the finger it's easier to smooth it out. But this particular shade I wouldn't really recommend. It's like pink and purple glitter. There's not a lot of color behind it. It's a really frosty shade, so more of like your party special occasion kind of a thing. It's pretty. I have both of these products on my eyes. I mean, it's not really bad. It's just like pure glitter, and I think you can easily get a lot of fallout. And I kind of made a mess. It kind of extended way over here and over here. Just gonna put that out there. It wasn't like the most foolproof product. Mascara I like. I think the brush is a nice shape. I got a lot of like kind of a spidery look, very full. So I think this is a decent mascara. Do I think you have to try it? No. But you know, I wanted to try like a clean brand, and this is pretty good result. So what do I recommend picking up out of everything I tried? Even though I talked a lot of crap about the Miracle Balm, if you don't wear a lot of face makeup, or you wear like a tinted moisturizer and your skin on your cheeks is pretty good, like you don't have a lot of redness or issues that you normally like cover up, then this product was probably meant for you. I mean, I think you'll probably like it and you won't have the complaints that I have about it. I mean, if you don't have a lot of coverage on your face in the first place, then there's really not much to lift if you put this on top. So you're probably just fine. Like if you just wear sunscreen, you don't wear makeup, and you want a little bit of glow and color, perfect. So this might be meant for like your no complexion makeup days, or just very light, and even if you did get some lift off, you'll be fine. So I think these are worth trying. Pick up a shade that you know think is flattering, appealing to you. Like, what do you want to do with your face? Do you want more of a bronze? Do you want more of like a red cheek vibe or a pink cheek vibe? They have like more of a highlighting color in there as well. So a few options. I'm gonna guess that most of them are pretty sheer, so you can't really go wrong, and it's gonna be hard to overdo it on like the bold color. You just might have like a really thick layer of Vaseline if you overdo it. Might be a little bit sticky. In terms of like multi-purpose, I think most people are gonna find this works mostly for your cheeks. You can put it on your lips. I don't particularly love the flavor, the scent of them on my lips. It's not the most comfortable, but it's like a Vaseline texture. Like, it's not bad. It's just not the most pleasant. Otherwise, on the eyes, I think you can do what I did. Put this first, put eyeshadow on top, help prevent that fallout. But you might get some creasing because of its like more emollient texture. I imagine that's probably gonna happen to me. So you know, it's more of like a carefree look. If you don't mind pressing out a little creasing after a few hours, this is gonna be a true multi-purpose product. My next recommendation, if you want like a clean mascara, I like the wand on here. I thought it was unique and I got a good result with my lashes, so I would recommend this. The other products, I would say I can't really recommend. If you have like no issues on your face and you have like one pimple you want to cover up, maybe something like this will work. But most people like want an overall like complexion evening. This isn't a concealer, it's for the face, so it's meant to cover all over the face. I feel like you're just gonna fly through it if you use it that way, and my skin needs a little bit help on textured areas, and even putting several layers, it did not look so pretty. So I can't really recommend those other things, but these guys I would consider trying out. And that's kind of it on this video. It was very chatty, but I'm happy that brands out like this are coming out more and more. I think this is going in the right direction. Do I think all of these shades and products are no makeup kind of aesthetic? No. I mean, this is definitely meant to be glamorous. So, I mean, even though she says like no makeup, you can find some fun sparkle shades within this brand to kind of kick things up, which I like. It's nice. But overall, I think the aesthetic is like very simple, easy to use makeup, which I appreciate. Again, I think it kind of targets an older demographic in that aspect. I think it is pretty friendly for that. But, and I am curious about the skincare. I think it is interesting that she has so many products out for makeup already and skincare. But I can't wait to see more from the complexion end of things from Jones Road. And I just can't wait to see more innovative formulas that just perform really well. Overall, this brand, first impressions, I think the performance, I noted each individual product, it's not quite there. Things could be better. I think the Miracle Balm could be a little bit less glowy, a little drier. And you can still get a good amount of glow with a drier product, in my opinion. How you make that, I don't know, but something less glowy would be appreciated, because it removed makeup for me. So that's just too much, too glowy. But I mean, I want these clean beauty brands to succeed, but you know, the price tag's usually higher, and the performance, the color choices are just not there as much as other brands, unfortunately. Yeah, I like the creativity. I think this is very creative, and I want to see what else she comes out with. Anyways, let me know your questions, thoughts below. What have you considered picking up? Are you like, no, staying away from this brand? Like what things have you heard about Jones Road? Please comment below. If you like this video, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.